Hello, guys. Happy Thursday. It's Miss Bland jumping on to do Thursday's lesson. I hope this video finds you well and in great spirits, and we're just going to get started. Today's lesson should not be that difficult or that long, so we'll be ready to rock and roll. It's Thursday. It is the 24th day of September. It was Holden's birthday, so we did celebrate Holden this morning. Remember your virtual rules and expectations. Yesterday, we started a new story as we talked about accepting differences, which is our SEL lesson for week 6. And Ms. Vester shared with you one of Ms. Bland's favorite stories, the Sneetches. So you watched the Sneetches and you talked about how the Sneetches were different, but they were the same. Be sure that you go in Seesaw and mark your answers for how you felt about the Sneetches. This week in your red packet, you of course have your 12 letterland words. You also have your 8 vocabulary words. You have a test on both sets of those tomorrow. Be ready to test. Remember that if you're reading epic books, you can click on the gumball so that we will know that you read. We are working on needs and wants in economics and social studies, and that our genre this week is expository text, which is new for us. And don't forget about Popeye. He's our character of the week. He's one of Miss Bland's favorites. Remember to go into Seesaw, and your fluency is now live, so you are able to do your fluency reading today, tomorrow, Saturday, Sunday. Be sure that you do your reading for today and color your Thursday cloud. I don't know what day you chose to do your questions, but maybe it's today. So if it is, do those. Letterland helps us become better readers, writers, and spellers. You know that this week we've been talking about that super E, and we have your 12 words. Pause here to go over each of your 12 words. Say the word to yourself, close your eyes and see if you're able to spell it. Pause here to do so. Today for Letterland, you have a word search in Seesaw. Be sure you find all 12 words. It's reading time. Papa says reading makes you stronger. Look at those muscles. We are in Unit 1, Week 5 of Reading Wonders. And our essential question was, what happens when families work together? And we had a story about a families working together and how those families work together to get the job done. We have 12 words that we're focusing on this, 8 words we're focusing on this week for vocabulary. And you are responsible for check, choose, chores, cost, customers, jobs, spend, and tools. It is expository text, which means it gives us information about a topic and facts about things we like to know about. I really think this monkey is so cool. We're going to ask and answer some questions today. We're going to look at 7 questions in your packet, and we're going to use our text to answer them. And we're going to talk about being able to retell a story. We did that more in the open group this morning, but you guys are welcome to retell the story to your moms and dads so they can know that you're able to master this skill. So the title of the story was Families Working Together. In the story, you read it yesterday, you met the Gelder family. And the Gelder family worked on a farm. And the Gelders were able to do some things because they worked on that farm. So in your packet, you'll need to turn to the page that looks like mine. Sorry about that. You'll need to turn to the page that looks like mine. Now, you don't have this book in your reading book. So this morning, Ms. Bland read the book with the boys and girls, and we went through and did our questions. I'm going to show you the book. I ask that you look at your 7 questions right now while Ms. Bland is pulling the book up. If you will go through your 7 questions now, and so that you're looking for answers. Know what you're looking for. Number 1, what work does the Gelder family do each Tuesday? Put your finger on number 1 so you will see what that question is asking you. What work did the family do on Tuesday? Next question. What do the Gelders do with their fruits and vegetables in Chicago? That's also a question that we need to be able to answer. So we need to have that one as well. So you'll see that answer. We're going to stop in different parts and talk about our answers as we get to them.
Time for kids. Families working together. How does a family farm work? It's 3:45 a.m. on Tuesday. Mary Gelder is ready for work. She and her mom drive many miles from their farm in Michigan to Chicago. They sell fruits and vegetables at a farmer's market.
Oh, there was our first 2 answers. It talks about what does the family do each Tuesday? It just told you. It talks about what did they do with their fruits and vegetables in Chicago? It just told you. Review your text to find your answers. Write those on lines 1 and 2.
Customers visit their farm stand to buy fresh food. I love seeing who will eat the food my family works hard to grow, Mary says. After a long day, the Gelders return home. They do it all again on Saturday. But their work does not stop there. Each day, they do many chores. The family plants, waters, and picks fruits and vegetables.
Oh, looking at number 3. What chores do the family do every day? Our text just told us. See if you can go back in your text and find that text evidence to answer question number 3. What do the families do for chores each day?
One of Mary's jobs is to care for the chickens. Her brothers repair trucks and tractors. They check farm tools, such as shovels and drills. Mary's mom, Renee, takes care of money and workers. When the Gelders choose what to plant, they look at demand. In the summer, people want strawberries, so the family plants a lot of them.
All right, so number 4 says, what does it mean on page 106 when it says that the Gelders choose what to plant based on demand? We're going to listen to what it said. It said when the Gelders choose what to plant, they look at demand. In the summer, people want strawberries. So they base it off what people want. And so they plant a lot of them. So when number 4 asks you what do they use to determine what they choose to plant, what people really want. I'd probably get that down for number 4. Let's keep going.
Sometimes they sell less than they have. The Gelders turn the extra fruit into jam. I love strawberries, Mary says. It's great to have jam in the winter when there is no supply of fresh strawberries.
Look at number 5. What do the Gelders do with the extra strawberries from the summer? It just told you. Get that answer.
The Gelder family farm produces apples and other fruits. People buy jam and fresh food from the Gelders family farm stand. Running a farm costs money, so the Gelders try to save. Some time ago, they bought an outdoor wood stove. They burn the farm's old trees for heat. The heat warms their home and barn. It helped the family spend less during the cold months. We help each other and we help.
Oh, let's back up just a little bit. I want to make sure you saw that. What did they use in the winter? What did they buy? They bought something real important. It was a wood stove. Shh, don't tell anybody I told you the answer. It was a wood stove. They bought that wood stove, so I would think about that wood stove as I'm doing question number 6.
The heat warms their home and barn. It helped the family spend less during the cold months. We help each other and we help the environment, Renee says. I'm really proud of my family and our farm.
So that's our story. It's very short. So Ms. Bland wants you to look over questions 1 through 7. Make sure that you have an answer for each question because your friends did them together this morning, and I want you to check your answers against what they wrote. See if your answers match theirs. Pause here if you need to make any corrections. Great, I'm glad you're back. That means you corrected your paper and you're good to go. Let's keep rolling. We talked about possessives this week when we show ownership, and Ms. Bland loves her picture of her monkey, that he shows possession of his banana. He's holding it like he really owns that thing. And so we talked about that apostrophe S. Some of you in Seesaw put commas. Remember, they go at the top and they're called apostrophes. The mane, that beautiful mane on the lion, that belongs to the lion, so it's his mane. That carrot definitely belongs to that rabbit. And oh my goodness, that bulldog's tongue, cutest picture ever. But we talk about that showing of ownership. The bulldog owns the tongue. The rabbit owns the carrot. There's ownership with apostrophe S. If you need to stretch, take a break, move around, do any of those things, do that quickly before we knock out math. Pause here if you need a break. Great, you're back. Math for today is a great review as we continue to work with place value. For place value, Ms. Bland reminded you that when you started seeing place value, you saw it in flats and tens and ones. We talked about that Eureka Math, which is our new math book, is just a little bit different. And Eureka Math likes to work with something that Ms. Bland calls bundles. And these are bundles. This is still 100, it's a bigger bundle. The smaller bundles are 10, and this is a 1, so instead of it being a dot. So there will be times when you'll see those bundles as we deal with Eureka Math. But Ms. Bland also told you that when you're drawing them, you are perfectly fine to draw your squares, sticks, and dots. I think that's just easier for second grade at this point. We went through and created some numbers. We talked about when I have 3 bundles, it makes 100. 2 sticks of 10 is 20, and 1 is 1. So this would show the number 321. We did the number 453. Talk about with mom and dad how you see 453. We did the number 245. 200 plus 40 plus 5 gives me 245. Now, in your packet, you will find a page that looks like mine. We took the time to go through in our packet and do some counting. We had 2 bundles of 100, 1 bundle of 10, and 1 1. On the line, the boys and girls wrote for me what number that would represent. Please do the same. In the second box, Ms. Bland told you that every bundle was a 10. So I had the boys and girls to count by 10s to tell me how many bundles they see. I told them to count by 10 first. Count the bundles first, then count by 10s to tell me the total value of the box. Write that number on the line as well, just as your classmates did this morning. Then for number 2, we started with the number 96, and our directions told us to count from 96 to 140 with 10s and 1s. Use the picture to show your work. So we started with 96, that was our beginning number, to get to 140. So we were at 96. So Ms. Bland wanted to get to a number that ended in 0. So 96, 97, 98, 99, 100, 110, 120, 130, 140. That was our adding with 10s and 1s. Be sure you copy this down. Now, number 3 was a tricky one. And Ms. Bland told a class this morning, and I'm going to tell you guys as well, be careful. Ms. Bland's been teaching 17 years, long time, and I've never seen counting done quite like this on one line. We count this way all the time, but we usually separate it for the boys and girls. But Eureka Math wants you to build those brain muscles, so they combine them. So we're going to talk about how we counted 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40. It was easy. So we thought this one was going to be 41 this morning, but it wasn't, because when we looked down the line, we realized it was set 100. So we knew that we couldn't be going by 1s if we were going to get from 40 to 100 on 6 lines. So we started counting by 10s. 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100. So this should have been 110, but it wasn't, because this number was 300. So we realized it switched again to counting by hundreds. So you're going to have to be careful. Pause here to get down these numbers. Turn the page in your packet. Let's talk a little bit more about place value. The first thing it wanted you to do was count the 1s. So we counted them together. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 24, 26, 28, 30, 32, 34, 36, 38, 40. And then we went back and made them into 10s. And when we made them into 10s, we found out that there were 4 of them. We had 4 10s. And then when we found out 4 10s, we counted by 10s. 10, 20, 30, 40. And our total number of stars was 40. Try that by yourself and get your numbers down. Then we looked at number 2. Each of these was a stick of 10. So how many 10s are there? We counted them all and we came up with 14. You pause to make sure you got 14 as well. How many hundreds? Well, to get 100, we figured out this morning we needed 10 10s. So 10 10s gives us 100. So sure enough, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There's my 10 10s. That's my 100. So I had 100 because I didn't have enough to make another one. And how many in all? Well, that's 100. 110, 120, 130, 140. And at the bottom, there was a skip counting again, and we showed the pattern of how many were added each time to see what the differences were. We added 1, and then at some points, we started to add 10. Be careful of those. They will trick you up if you're not sure. On the back side of this last page in your packet, it should be your very last page in your packet, because tomorrow you are assessing. Tomorrow's assessment day. So there was 2 questions that you have to do alone, number 4 and number 5. For number 4, you're going to go from 68 to 30. You do not have to explain it, but you do need to show it to me with 1s and 10s. And for number 5, you need to draw 17 sticks of 10 and tell me the total number. What is 17 10s? How much is 17 tens? That's important that you know. So see if you can figure that out as well. For social studies today, you are doing something really cool that Ms. Bland is excited to see. You're going to tell me about what you want to be. I'm so excited. I love to hear about what you guys want to be and what you want to do. We are still in week 23, so you're going to reread week 23's magazine page, which should look just like this, talking about goods and services still. That was yesterday's activity. Make sure it's complete. And then you're going to talk about what you want to be when you grow up. And you're going to tell me if you're going to be providing a good or a service. That's important to know. So I'm excited to see which one you are going to be doing. Can't wait to see what you're going to be. Then we've got producers, consumers, goods and services. There's an activity that goes along with it where you're going to put some things in order for us and you complete the boxes. Remember, we're not cutting anything out. Just draw it in or write the words into the boxes. No cutting. There's something on the back of this page. So Ms. Bland is super excited that you were with me today. You've got tons of stuff to do in your packet. You need to do your read fluency reading for today. Answer the questions if you haven't, because tomorrow's Friday. You need to do questions 4 and 5 in your math. That's it for your packet. Everything else in the packet should be ready and good to go. Then for your Seesaw activities, there's a couple. There's actually a couple things you can work on, but don't worry. If you have other stuff to do today, Seesaw is not a one-day deal. You have until Sunday to get it all done, and sometimes even into Monday if you just let Ms. Bland know. So let me know if you need extra time, but be sure that you're giving it your best effort every day in order for that time to be granted. Make sure that if you have questions or need anything, that you let Ms. Bland know what you need, and I'll try my best to be able to help you. If you come across anything that you're confused about, check your packet first to see if we did notes on it. Check your notebook as well. If there's no notes and no help, then Ms. Bland is always here to help you. If you have any other questions, be sure that you let Ms. Bland know. It's Thursday. There's tons of work to do. Make sure you work hard. Have a great afternoon, and I will see you tomorrow. Air hugs and kisses and all my good wishes. Be well, be safe.